everybody. Back to Majestic Mayhem. I'm Death Dealer.
And I'm Pink Pickles.
And tonight we're going to be discussing terrible, absolutely horrible dating experiences and the audacity some people have. My God. Oh. So, but first, how has your week been?
My week's been pretty good. So last weekend was Perry's birthday, and we managed to keep his gift a secret. His cousin Frank and I have been planning this since January, and we roped everybody else in. So tomorrow night, there are 8 of us going down in Madison Square Garden for WWE Raw. So we're gonna go see CM Punk in a steel cage match. Yeah. So he had no clue. We thought we even had backup plans in case he found out that we would tell him that only some of us were going. So then the surprise would be how many people were going. But he had no clue at all. So it was great. So yeah. So we had his birthday extravaganza last weekend, and then tomorrow we're going to Madison Square Garden. Today I played 4 hours of Battlefield with Sir X-Man, You're Wicked Hot. Noof jumped in, Back was there, Perry was there, so yeah. I never played it before, but I was doing good. So yeah, we played 4 hours of Battlefield. They kept playing. I finally was like, I have to leave because I have to go home, and I have to go home and eat, get ready to podcast. So they were still playing when I left.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was good. And then we played Thursday when I streamed games. Perry and I played Split Fiction, and there's a great level. There's a little side quest that we almost missed, and we get to play. We were 2 pigs, so his pig he got to split in half with he had a spring in the middle. My pig is I farted rainbows. So I'm like a little kid because it makes the fart noise, and I was like, this is really funny. But I jump around and I kind of float through the air, farting with the rainbow coming out, and
that's hilarious.
So yeah, we spent a lot of time just wallowing in the mud and jumping around and being little kids. So
well, I for one absolutely encourage farting rainbows. That's amazing. Yep. That sounds so awesome.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And like I said, we almost missed it. We almost kept going, and I was like, wait, there's a side quest, let's do it. And I was like, thank God we saw this, because I would have been so disappointed if we missed it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm grateful you did it too. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because that sounds
it was funny.
Absolutely entertaining of all things. That's amazing. That's fabulous. I love it. Absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
So I had a nice week, fairly easy enough, but I'd like to talk about Friday's game.
Yes.
Friday on Iconic Video Games, Axel and I, it was our lonesome selves, just the 2 of us, which is absolutely fine. Doggy had more important things to do, absolutely. But we played the game. I don't even know if there is a name for it, but basically
the best intermission game ever. My favorite game.
But there's tiles, different colored tiles covering cover art for a video game, and we remove the tiles and we have to try and guess the game that the art belongs to. And of course, Miss Pink Pickles was there playing. Of course, she's always so supportive. I love this woman. And she got a half point for Mario Maker 2.
Yes, because I didn't say Super Mario Maker 2. I just said Mario Maker 2, so I only got half a point. You have to get the exact title.
Yes, and the other half point that you got was for Metroid Dread.
Yes, and that's the one that I should have gotten a full point, okay? Axel is not good at typos. When people have a typo, he gets so thrown off, and it's horrible because when you're on your cell phone, right? I watch it. Sometimes I watch it on TV, but then I type on my phone. So I typed in Metroid. That wasn't correct. So then I typed in Metroid Dread, but because I was typing so fast, because I had to be the first one, I had to get this point. I don't know what I typed because my phone corrected it to like, I don't know, some drug name. It was like metropropazoid. I don't even know. I have no clue what it is. None of us knew. Axel had to Google it. And I was like, what is that? And he's like, I don't know what that is. You only get a half point. And it's like, okay, obviously, if I type Metroid first,
Mhm.
and then why would I type metropropazoid dread? I mean, my phone auto-corrected. So I think I should have gotten the full point because I clearly had it. Clearly.
Okay, so you made your case, and it was just a typo. So, I will let, that go out there. I personally, because it was just a simple typo and you did have it correct, I would give you the full point. I'm on the case for that, but you'll have to remind me, um, next Friday to correct that. I will actually write a little note.
Well, I was on a mission from that point. I told Perry, I was like, I am not losing. I
I
better
will
win.
write a note for that one in particular. With a little star by it so I remember.
The Splendiferous must not play Switch games because he normally, well, if Perry plays, I mean, Perry just knows all the old obscure games that Axel picks. So does Splendiferous. I don't know any of those things. I had to cheat. Although I don't know if it's cheating, I just used my resources wisely when I won the game with music because I used SoundHound to tell me what the songs were.
Mhm.
But these were
Well, I mean
Switch games. I actually knew them. I was like, yes, I have a fighting chance this time.
in all defense though, actually,
I
hold
still
on.
won though.
Yeah, you won.
I
So, I
still
mean, the
won.
half point doesn't even matter that you didn't get the half point because you still won. All it's gonna do is push you over because you had
Just gonna
1,
solidify
2,
my winnings.
3. You had 4 points anyway, and everyone else had 3. So, I mean, is that half point really necessary? No, because no one was even close. So, I mean, you know what? I'm not no, I'm not gonna fight for that. I'm not gonna worry about that. Scratch that. You
Uh,
guys here, she won. I'm not worrying about a half
just
point.
it's just for pure pride purposes. That's all it
Oh
is,
my
pure
god.
pride.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I guess we should probably say hi to the chat.
Yes.
You guys are going. I haven't read any of it yet. I need to catch up. Give me a second. But okay, for hi back from the dead. Game for
Yes,
Planet.
back was hanging out with us as we were playing Battlefield before.
Hi Bob Zip. Nice name. Bob Zip. Bob Zip. That's funny. So I just caught that. Obviously I see Carlo.
Mhm.
Uh Legendary Yobi. Hey Yobi, how are you?
Yobi's a wrestling fan.
I
Yobi said first event he ever went to was WrestleMania 28.
Oh, Carlos says the only wrestling he gets to see is Dreadpool with his 360 camera pull. Nice. It's true. Watching him fuss with that thing all the time is hysterical at times. It's so funny. Um, see. Hi, Timmy. I'm doing good, doing good. Gotta keep the Reaper happy. He's fabulous, by the way. Oh,
Yep,
uh,
Frank.
Frank.
That's
Hi, oh, there we go. I see him. Hi, Frank. Right.
Frank's coming with us to wrestling tomorrow.
Oh, nice,
Mhm.
nice. Oh, RWK, how's it going? How's it going? All right, I'm caught up, right? I
Yep.
don't think I forgot anybody. But hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Where's my husband? Slacker. Come to
He's fighting
home.
with his 360-degree camera pull right now.
Yeah, right. He probably would rather be. I'm sure of it. Yeah, he's probably climbing into the rafters right now at work. So, okay, shall we hop into okay, I guess I will tell everybody what brought this topic of conversation up. We're going to be discussing terrible, absolutely horrible, despicable, dates. Okay. Feel free to share your bad dating experiences in the chat. I'm sure we all have them. I don't think anybody has gotten away, dating wise without having at least experiencing like the absolute worst date for them. May not be a bad date for someone else, but it was like absolutely terrible for you. But I'm positive no matter what you guys have experienced, and no, I'm absolutely sure no matter how bad your dating experiences are and have been in the past, nothing, absolutely nothing compares to the man that brought all of this topic up in the first place.
I sure as hell hope not. Let me tell you, if any of you have something worse than this, I feel really sorry for you.
I mean, this poor guy,
Yeah.
all right, let's get into it. Dreadful came across the story, a radio talk show that records to do podcasting as well. They stream it as well. Um, they cover bad dates and things and try to get the person that experienced the bad date and is ghosting the other person to talk to them and see if they can get kind of a redo type situation, find out what went wrong, fix it, and see if they can, try again, a redo. Well, this gentleman called in and he admitted it was an absolutely terrible date. It did not start well, it did not go well, it did not end well by any stretch of the imagination. He is we love a self-aware person. Absolutely adore a self-aware person. He's aware that it was an absolutely terrible date. And to make it worse, by the end of the date, the food had gotten him sick. So he was having a bit of a diarrhea emergency at the end of the date. So it just went from really bad to one of the worst.
Yes.
So and obviously this woman, after the date, just ghosted him. She was not having it. She wanted nothing to do with it. She was not going to respond in any way, shape, or form, which, I mean, when date goes real bad, who can blame you? I understand that. But she answered the radio show host. She decided to talk to them. And boy, she did not hold back in any shape or form. So she proceeded to say, most of the things that went wrong with the date, which obviously he had already mentioned that it did not go well. And he himself admitted he did the absolute worst cardinal sin you can do on a date, especially on a first date. He talked about his ex girlfriend. You never talk about your ex, especially on the first date. For the love of God, do not talk about them on the first, like maybe 3, 5 dates. It's a no go. I wouldn't, especially if it's to be mean about it, right?
Not only though, because he says he told one story about the ex. She said that he like kept talking about the ex.
Hmm.
But then she said, which he didn't tell the radio people this, that he asked to take a photo together
Hmm.
so he could post it on the internet and make his ex jealous. Which
Yeah,
that's just like, I mean, that's like kind of creepy, weird. Like
that's extremely
you
odd.
shouldn't be out on dates, right? If you're trying to take photos to make your ex jealous, you are clearly not ready to move on. Just don't even go on dates.
Yeah, no, you should not. Definitely should not be out on a date if
Yeah.
you're so worried about your ex
Yeah.
enough to take pictures to send them to make her jealous. But and while so far everyone's on the side of this guy really messed up, no wonder. I mean, you really can't take a picture with someone to send to your ex to make them jealous.
Yeah.
That's just you can do that. You can absolutely take a picture with someone and send it to your ex to make them jealous. Don't tell the person though.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Exactly. Just take a
some
photo.
common sense. But it's okay. All can be forgiven. This guy might be an absolute tool, but that's okay
It is.
because
You
she
just don't go.
herself
You
is
just don't go on a second date, right? You just say, right? Because if you're an adult, you would be like, okay, this date is going nowhere. I want to go home, or no, I don't want a second date, right? If you're an adult, which if you're not an adult, again, you should not be dating. You just, like I said, you just tell the person, like, this is horrible. You're a creep. You're a weirdo. What is wrong with you? I'm leaving. Like, whatever it is that you want to say.
I was gonna say,
right?
or you could just play it cool and then just never respond to him
Yeah, just
again.
ghost
Like,
them.
that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But no, any and all sympathy we might have had for this woman and any understanding
Yeah.
anyone might have had for this woman goes out the absolute window when she started opening her mouth and talking because she freely shared that she dosed him with laxatives to end the date in a hurry. He gave She
Yes.
drugged a man's drink with laxatives
No,
to get to the date.
she gave him chocolate laxative. She said I found, like, an extended clip of it. She
Uh-huh.
said that she told him it was a palate cleanser, so he should eat it before the meal. So she gave him a piece of chocolate, but it was chocolate laxatives.
Okay, that's a little better. At least she didn't slip it in his drink. I was thinking,
Yeah.
oh, horrible that she was slipping in his drink. At
Still,
least it gave him oh,
she
gosh.
didn't tell him it was laxative. She said it was a palate cleanser. And
That's
not only that, she said when you meet people on the internet, you meet a lot of weirdos. So she always brings laxatives with her on dates, and she's done this tons of times.
yes, yes. She admitted to doing it multiple times to multiple men over the years.
So obviously, you need to whatever type of men you are interested in, change it because it's not working out for you. If things are going this horribly wrong all the time, like that's you. You have bad taste. You don't know how to pick people. Like something's wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely, and I absolutely agree with you, Rebecca. If this were switched and he gave
Hmm.
her laxatives and just said, "Oh, and have a an after dinner mint," how messed up would that be? The whole world would be ready with pitchforks and things to just chase this man down. I
Yeah.
mean, I I can't even imagine what and the fact is as she's sitting there telling them that she's not only did she give this man laxatives, and she's not ashamed of it, and, she does not feel bad, and she would absolutely do it again, and she's done it to other people, like, she's so sure of it. She has
Yeah.
absolutely, like, there's
She even
no
said, like,
shame.
"I don't know why you guys are making such a big deal out of this. It's not like I killed him." And they were like, "Okay, well, good point, we're glad." But then the lady radio host was like, "Yeah, but I feel like this is like your gateway drug that, like, you start off with this, and the next thing you know, you're giving someone rat poison." Yeah.
There's so many things that absolutely first of all, really, you can't think of I mean, I can think of, like, 15 excuses to get out of a bad date. I have used excuses to get out of places. I mean, for the love of God, my phone's on silent. "Oh, I've gotta go. I just got a text message and, so and so has a flat tire on the side of the road and I gotta go rescue him." Like, really,
I mean, she
anything
coulda
can be
gotten up to go to
said.
the bathroom and just left. Or again,
Yeah.
like I said, you're an adult. You could just be like, "You're weird. This sucks. I'm leaving."
Anything would be better. The
You know?
mental gymnastics to be okay
Yes.
with giving someone drugs without their knowledge. That's drugging someone, and that is no better than somebody getting slipped roofies in a
Mhm.
bar on a fucking on a Saturday. I mean, for crying out loud, what gives you the right? Who do you think you are? And the guy said he was sick for like 2 days or something. Like he thought the food genuinely gave him food
He
poisoning,
said
so he
yes,
had
he
to have
said
been
it was
sick
like
for a while.
12 hours of stomach bathroom issues, 12 hours, and then he was like, "That's my favorite restaurant, I gave them a two-star review because of this," because he thought it was the food.
I mean,
Yeah.
just and let's get down to the nitty-gritty and be honest with ourselves about it. That's a felony in some states because laxatives, believe it or not, some people cannot take them for medical reasons, whether it be because of something that's in the laxative that they are not allowed to have, they're allergic to, or they're on medication that will not react well with the laxatives and they can die. It's just like putting eye drops in someone's drink.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can put eye drops, a few drops in someone's drink and get them sick, But if they're on, like, a random 5 or 6 medications, it'll kill them. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts, it will kill them. So it's a felony. Even if all you're doing is
Yeah.
getting them sick, it's a felony. That's kind of like spitting in someone's face. That's a felony. You and she's just willy-nilly like, "Yeah, I give guys laxatives all the time when they
And
make me
they
feel bad."
and they even asked her like what would you have done if he gave you laxatives? And she said, "Men would never give me laxatives because men don't get tired of me. Interesting." Like, are you kidding? That's your response to it? It's just, "Well, no, it wouldn't happen to me." I don't know, because you sound kinda like a bitch. I think it might happen to you. I don't know.
I
I mean, I hope
hope
it doesn't,
that
because I hope that other people are not psycho and don't, like, give you stuff, but
I hope that all the guys she's done that to heard her tell that story, and even guys that just randomly got food poisoning after going out on a date with her, okay, or who let's say somebody got the stomach bug after going out to the movies with her. Okay. I hope they all get together and file charges and sue her. I hope they do. And I hope they get everything she thinks she'd ever make in her life because that is absolutely horrendous. I would never. I could never. I'll be honest. I might think about slipping somebody a laxative, and there might be a possibility I could do something like that. But I would not do it on a date for crying out. It'd be like a friendly joke or something. I mean,
watch out, Dreadpool.
he teased me and made me think he
Uh,
bought laxatives, so I don't have to mess with him. He
uh.
gets me all the time and joking with me, so but can you imagine? I mean, just
So I don't know what the website is, or what, like, social media it's on. I don't know, because thank God this was not around back when I was in the dating scene. There's sites where people, like, if you have bad dates with people, you wanna warn people that, like, I think it may have started, like, "Is this guy have a girlfriend?" So, like, people post photos, so you're not making sure you're not, like, dating taken people. Like,
oh,
this
yeah.
dude needs to post this lady to be like, "Don't ever go out with her. She gives you laxatives if she doesn't like you." Like,
Yeah,
he
no,
needs to
there's,
warn whatever area they live in, he needs to warn the local dating pool to stay away.
yeah, there's a couple of pages like that in different areas, and it's something along the lines of, like, "Are we dating the same guy?" And
Yeah.
there used to be one, quite a while. I mean, this was a long time ago. There was one where women could post pictures of men that had, like, serious red flags, like, "Oh, he's
Exactly, she has a
abusive,"
serious
and
red flag. She needs to be posted.
she needs to be posted everywhere. The world needs
Yeah.
to I wanna know her name, I wanna know her picture, I wanna know everything so I can tell anyone and everyone to avoid her forever at all times, because the insanity is just and she's so sure. What's crazy is she's so
Yeah.
sure, and there's just absolutely no care or qualms about anyone else in that scenario. I mean, can you imagine? I've had some bad days, but for the love of God, I've never thought of drugging someone.
Yeah. And Sir
Just
X-Men said in Van Wilder, the girl's boyfriend gives him laxatives when he had a job interview, and it was funny. And that's the thing; it is funny when it's in a movie, like movies, TV shows. It's funny.
yeah.
It's not funny in real life. Like, that's messed up to do. So Reba is addicted to how long we can curse, right? We've been on long enough. I'm not going to get in trouble for cursing. For
5
the
more mi 6 more minutes.
okay, so AITA posts.
Mhm.
Am I the?
Yeah.
On Reddit, yeah, this is exactly where this lady fits on one of those posts.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She should for
See,
sure be there.
I'm also addicted to those posts, and what I see a lot, I don't see about people do it with dating, but I see a
Mhm.
lot of people complain because their coworkers steal their lunch, which blows my mind how many coworkers are stealing lunches, like, what jerks, but that their, like, office doesn't care. Like, if someone's stealing from me, I don't care that it's my lunch and not money or something, like, "You're stealing from me, like, you better do something." But then people will come and they'll post, and they'll be like, "Well, I I put something in my lunch, and everyone always tells them like you need to delete this post because it's a crime, and if it comes back that you were posting the internet that you knowingly did it, it's a crime. So
Mhm.
the only way like around it would be like even if you put like Carolina Reaper peppers in your lunch, that's still a problem. Unless it's something you eat every day, right? But not everyone's eating something that incredibly spicy. But even just putting something super spicy, because people could have reactions to it. Which on that, I mean, you're stealing lunch and you're dumb, especially if you have allergies and stuff. Don't steal people's lunch. But yeah, Perry said, what if this lady does it every day to her coworkers? Can you imagine she's like pissed off? Karen at work is really getting on her last nerve, so she's putting, oh, Karen, what this chocolate bar?
Someone like that, I'll be honest, I might be tempted to slip her tranquilizers just to teach her a lesson about giving people things.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, you think it's funny? Let's see how funny it is when you wake up somewhere you don't remember falling asleep. How's that?"
Perry
I wouldn't
said
do anything other nefarious other than just, like, moving her from one area to another.
Perry said that their grandpa was getting their lunch stolen.
Mhm.
He emptied out the vacuum cleaner bag on 2 slices of bread, and he replaced X-Lac chocolate in a Hershey's wrapper to catch the guy.
See, now that's something understandable because that's your food they're messing with, and I'm sorry, but I feel like when it comes to food and your food, a lot of things are kind of, you know, okay.
Well, 'cause it's still a crime though. You still can't do it. You have to, and if you're gonna do it, because I
Mm.
agree, someone's stealing from you, and you gotta like find out who the thief is. You gotta be smart about it, and you can't just like, I can't give you X-Lax. You have to just keep eating spicy food or do something that it's just like, well, no, no, no. I love Carolina Reapers. That's why I put it in my food.
I have digestive
Like,
issues.
yeah, you
There's
gotta you
plenty
gotta
of people
make
that have
sure. But see, then like, don't put it in the Hershey's wrapper. Just put it in like a Ziploc bag or something. You know what I mean? So that way you're not trying to hide what it is.
I'd be like, I add it to my drinks because I don't want to know that I'm taking it. It grosses me out, but it's kinda like a placebo effect. It's like slipping it in, like, you hide the dog's meds from the dog by putting it in a piece of cheese. If I can't see it, I could take it. I feel better. So that's why, sir,
Reba
it was
said
in a
she
Hershey's
had a
cream pie.
she had a neighbor whose lunch was getting stolen, so she bought wet dog food and left it in the fridge at work. If you steal people's lunch, you're just a grade A jerk. Like that's theft. That's theft. And I don't
Yeah.
understand people who complain to like their office that hey, there's theft going on, and they always try to downplay it because it's just lunch. No, it's theft. I don't care that it's just my lunch. It costs me money. It costs me time. It costs you double money, right? Because you spent the money on the food, then you have to spend money to go buy yourself something to eat because now you don't have a lunch.
I think, about the worst thing I've ever done was I had gotten up I worked in a bar, and I had gotten up to go wash my hands, and when I came back, one of my coworkers was eating some of my calzone, and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, da" and I looked up and I was like, "Oh," like, "how's it taste?" Like, I was kinda worried, I was like, I was just getting ready to call him and tell him to come back and give me a new one. They were like, "Why?" And I was like, "Oh," it's like there was a bug in the box with it when I opened it. You didn't see it? That roach wasn't still there? Oh my god, she lost her mind. It's beautiful. She never touched my food again, though.
That's perfect. Who does that though? Who does that? Why on earth would you ever go eat somebody else's
Somebody that
lunch?
wants to get beat down.
Yeah.
Her saving grace was she was, small and weak, and I kinda felt bad for her anyway. But, Dreadpool the picture, the selfie thing wasn't made up, and, there was actually more to it. Pinky found an extended clip that stated that, well, what was it again? What it exactly did sh he say?
He said, well, he says that he asked for a selfie. She says that he wanted to take a photo so he could post it on the internet to make his ex jealous. So, I mean, who knows which version of that is true? But either way, like it is kind of weird that the dude is on a first date and like he had to have known it wasn't going good. And I
Yeah.
get that he said he was really nervous and everything, and I get it. But a lot of times you're talking, and as you're talking, your brain is like, "What is wrong with me? Stop talking. Why are you saying this?" And you just keep on going. So I'm sure he knew it wasn't going well. Why is he asking for a selfie anyways? Is kind of weird. I mean, not super weird. In the grand scheme of things, there's a lot more bizarre behaviors I could think of, but I don't know.
Mm, okay, listen, like I said, we've all had bad dates, okay? I've been on a date with someone who would not stop talking about their ex-girlfriend. I mean, it 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 was extremely vile to the point to where he compared me to his ex-girlfriend, okay? Um,
Oh,
it was very it went from bad to weird to sad very, very quickly,
yeah.
okay? I did not give him laxatives.
You probably didn't
I,
even think about it.
no, not at all. I didn't give him tranquilizers, didn't even think about it. I instead did the normal average thing, and I finished dinner with him in his horrendous dinner skills, and, while we were leaving, I explained to him that, I appreciate the invitation and thank you for the dinner, but, this will not ever happen again. For starters, you have the table manners of a grown dog who's never eaten before. Um, and, um, not for nothing, but talking about your ex-girlfriend the whole time and then comparing your ex-girlfriend and I together really kind of solidified the deal that this is never ever in any way, shape, or form going to
Yeah.
happen. Not even on my worst day and your best day is this going to happen. So I highly recommend that you take some time to figure out yourself before you take anyone else out ever again. And maybe, just maybe, don't mention your ex-girlfriend at all, good or bad things. I mean, he wasn't bad mouthing her, so thank God for that. But still, I don't care that she's wonderful.
Yeah.
I really don't care how wonderful she is and how long you were together and all the things you guys did and your traditions. And I don't care. It's just me.
Thank God I don't ever have to go on a first date again because I'm awkward. And on my first date with Perry, I made fun of some dude's fanny pack. I remember that.
I got drunk on my last first date. Isn't that right, Triple? It was a good time though. We didn't talk about our exes. It wasn't weird. We had a good time. So yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do a first date.
Yeah, thank God. So we were just talking about food. Frank and Reba had good points that people are dirty, and Frank said he wouldn't risk eating a stranger's homemade lunch unless he knew them, and Reba said never eat anyone else's food. Get leery just thinking about other people's food at potlucks, and I agree because like my coworkers,
Mhm.
I see how they eat, and I watch like you just put your sandwich down on your gross desk that's never been cleaned, and then you pick it back up and eat it. And like, I see how dirty your lunch bag is, which maybe the inside's clean. I don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't. Like, I don't want to eat food. You don't know these people could have like I don't know. Are they picking cat hair out of the food before they bring it in? Maybe they're leaving the cat hair in. Who knows?
I
Yeah,
don't really care to do potlucks with people because, yeah, you don't know what people do or don't do with their house when they're cooking and things. But my biggest thing is, after watching Kitchen Nightmares and Bar Rescue for a couple of years, um, I don't trust restaurants and things. What makes you think I trust an average person for the most part? Like, I wash my hands way too many times when I'm cooking. I really do. I wash my hands too often and I
Mhm.
clean the counters with chemicals. Yes, how dare I use Clorox?
There's a bagel place by us, and they don't have a storefront, and they have a dog because like the bagel place is named after their dog. So they keep saying how like they don't have a storefront, so you like pre-order bagels and they come deliver them to you. And all I think every time I see them advertise is, if you don't have a storefront, I'm going to assume that you also don't have a commercial kitchen, which means you're making bagels in your house with your dog. And I hope that they're like sanitizing the kitchen before they make bagels and putting the dog in the other room, but who knows? Who knows? Is this dog running around slobbering all over the place? They drop the bagel on the floor, the dog licks it, they pick it back up and just put some sesame seeds on it and call it a day. Who knows? I hope not. I really hope not for sake of everyone who's eating it, but mm,
I've watched people in the middle of cooking and things, they'll do cross contamination with the meat. They'll touch their raw meat and then they'll just wipe their hands off on a kitchen towel and then touch other things. And I'm just like, oh, okay, no, no, no. I don't care how you cook your meat. I don't care how you prep your meat. One thing you need to always do is not touch raw meat and touch anything else other than soap. Oh my God, that's so gross. Oh, that's so
I
gross.
watched this place, they're out of business now. I went in there and you could like had like a little counter that you order at, and then you could
Mhm,
see through the doorway into like the back where they do more cooking. And the guy had a gigantic pot. I'm assuming it was soup that he was making.
mhm,
I watched the dude with a spoon, and he scooped it, and he had tested it, which is fine. You have to know how it tastes. But like when
yeah,
you watch cooking shows, you notice that they always take that spoon and then it goes in the sink, right? Because you licked it. Now this
mhm.
dude, like the spoon went right back in the pot, and he was stirring. I was like, man, I really hope that this is like a testing thing that you're not selling to anybody. But if you're making it in the restaurant, and it was a gigantic, like huge pot. It wasn't like a little saucepan or something, which makes me think that no, you were making a lot to sell, and yeah, you just licked the spoon and put it right back in.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's oh, that's gross.
yeah, yeah.
No, no. Okay, so now that we've covered this, poor guy in his laxative story. What's one of the worst dating experiences you've had? One of the last worst dating experiences, because you don't have to do those anymore. And if
No,
you guys do have a bad date, like you both have to experience it, it's just a bad time. I don't consider that a bad date at this point. Just a bad time.
it is well too. A bad date when you're with your partner is different than like a bad first date with somebody you don't know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I can't really think of any like single date where it's been like, oh my god, this is horrendous. Basically just you know a whole bunch of losers. So thank God I got smart. Losers, jerks, worse than jerks. So thank God I got smart and got rid
Right.
of all of them and found somebody good.
Well, in
Um,
a way, I kind of feel bad because then, yeah, you dated losers. You had to find out the hard way they were losers and whatnot. You didn't just have bad dates and get off scot free with just having a bad date. Some of them you had to date a little. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I would rather have bad dates.
yeah, and
I'm
then
glad
just
that I had bad dates because a bad date's better than getting into a relationship with a tool.
yeah, and then just jerks. People didn't treat me right, and like I said. So thank God I found somebody who treats me right and loves me, respects me, and
Well,
is
you got
great. And now
to
now
treat
we've
you
had
right.
our bad dates are really kind of like funny bad dates.
Hmm.
Not even bad because like of us bad, but like things that happen. I don't know if this really counts as a bad date, but one that I think about and I laugh about all the time. We
Oh,
went to Outback
oh, wait,
in
there you go.
White Plains, and this the waiter the waiter was just staring down my shirt the whole time, and I didn't have a low cut shirt or anything. It's not like, my boobs weren't hanging out, but this dude was really trying to see them, and he'd come over and, like, he would talk to Perry as he's looking down my shirt, talking to Perry, and both of us were like, "We can't believe this." Like, it was one of the most awkward experiences ever. So, like I said, like, awkward and bad, but not because of us. Um, so then the bill came, we paid the bill, and we left the dude a quarter and ran away.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's oh, that's not really even a good bad dating experience, honestly. Like, you never went out with a guy okay, take for instance, I've had several bad dates over in my lifetime. Thank God, like you said, I don't have to deal with that anymore. I'm now married, so, days of dating tools are over, thank God.
Yeah.
But one experience I can recall is, there was a guy that, had known who I was for a while, I guess, and he'd asked me out a few times. I'd said no, I wasn't interested. I knew we wouldn't get along like that. We were friends, but that was all that was ever gonna happen. Some people you just know it's never gonna click. You guys have different lifestyles, different
Mhm.
tastes and things. It's just not gonna work. And I always said it's just nope. Well, finally, eventually wore me down, and I said, "Okay, fine, I'll go out with you." And he said, "Okay, we'll go to the beach and we'll go to lunch." And I was like, "Okay, all right, no problem." Now, I live in Florida. We have a whole lot of beaches to choose from, and I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. You have a lot of places to choose from. Please tell me why this idiot said, "Oh, I'm going to take you to a really nice small beach." And I'm thinking, "Okay, cool." 'Cause some small beaches can be real pretty, real nice, quiet, relaxing, whatever. Uh, no, this idiot took me to a strip. And for anyone that doesn't know what a strip beach would be, it's literally a piece of concrete off of the road. The road's right here. Here's your piece of concrete that you park on. And then there's a little bit of sand, maybe 5 feet of sand, and there's the water. That's a beach. That's your strip. We call those strips.
So this actually went in a much better direction than I was thinking, because when you said that he was like, "Oh, he's gonna take me to a small beach," I totally thought you were gonna say that, like, he took you to a nude beach or something.
I would have
Like,
rather it take me to a nude beach because, unfortunately for him, the time of year that he had taken me to the strip on, unfortunately, was the wrong time of year anyway to be going to the beaches. It's certain times of the year we have more seaweed and things wash up. And this was one of those times where the entire what little bit of sand there was completely covered in seaweed and crabs and sand flea. It
oh,
was not a good time.
ew.
Not a good time. So of course, we're not interested. I'm not interested in going. But I didn't even tell you guys the best part about all of this. I forgot I left out the best part, my favorite part of the story. He brought another woman with him to pick me up for this whole ordeal. Yes, this entire date was supervised by another woman my age, our age.
Wait, was she just a friend? Who was this lady?
Yeah, yeah, it was just his friend. It was just I had never met this girl.
Why was she there?
Um, I genuine to this day, I she when I talked to her about it later, because of course after all of this is said and done, she and I laughed and made jokes and things.
Yeah.
She told me he asked her to go with us because he was nervous and didn't know what to do basically. So she was basically there to supervise his dumb ass. I
Okay,
still don't get that. I still don't get that.
see,
But
my first instinct would think, like, "Okay, is this, like, your girlfriend and you're trying to, like, bring me in or
I
doing
thought it
some freaky
was.
stuff that I want no part of?"
I thought it was. I
Or
really did.
yeah, that's my first thought. My second thought is, are you a Duggar and yeah, you need a chaperone. Make sure that there's nothing more than side hugs going on. I mean,
Mm,
like, yeah, why like if you're gonna do a group hangout, do a group hangout.
it's
Don't
fucking weird.
don't
It's
invite someone on
fucking
a date for
it
3
just got
people.
weird, like, I'm not even done with how bad this is, though, okay? So far we're up to he's got
Okay,
another woman that he brought with us on this date. He took me to a shitty strip beach that was covered with sand fleas and crabs and things that I wouldn't go to in good gear, okay? Then he gets upset that we're not going in the water. I'm not interested. I had brought my towel and I was laying on the concrete next to the car. He was
which is
upset that we weren't
who
going in the
wants to lay on the
water.
damn concrete, but go ahead.
No, nobody does, but I wasn't going in the water either, so I was at
Yeah,
least gonna let him have a few minutes doing whatever. She and I were talking while, he was doing whatever. And he got upset because we weren't going in the water, and we're like, "You brought us to, like, the worst beach in the entire state. Are you kidding me?"
that's
Like,
that's pretty ballsy too to think that on the first date you're getting down to your bathing suit, right? I mean, that's kinda like
yes and no. It is Florida, so it's not that strange, and we were younger, so it wouldn't be that odd, but it was yeah, the whole thing was just a mess. I mean, it was just a mess, but then so we tell him, "We're not going in this water. You brought us to a shitty beach. I'm not
yeah.
touching that sand." Says, "Fine. Okay, so you guys just wanna go get lunch?" "Absolutely. Let's go get lunch. Take me to go eat." Now I wouldn't necessarily expect this asshole to pay for my food, but since he asked me out to lunch and he's been begging me to go on this date, you would assume he would at least cover his own food, right? No, he takes me to this little shack buffet type ordeal. It was like set up like a cafe. You get your food and then you pay at the front.
Mhm.
He told the woman that I was paying for his food because he went through first. And told her that I was paying for his food. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah,
No."
he's not obligated to pay for you, but if he asked you out, at a bare minimum, he has to pay for himself. You don't ask
And
someone on a date for
he
the
didn't even
they
ask me. He didn't
yeah,
even tell me
just
like,
told the
"Hey, can
checkout
you
lady.
cover me or anything?" He just told he didn't even wait for
Who
me to get there. He just walked away.
who had to pay for the friend?
She paid for herself.
Okay.
She paid for herself. I'm guessing she had more experience with this idiot than I did, cause yeah. He didn't wait for me to he got his food and basically ran off before I had even made it over there. So he expected me to pay for I'm like, "No, absolutely not." So I go over there and actually get him, bring him back over, and I tell him, "Okay, you need to pay her because I'm not paying for your food."
Yeah.
I was like, "This is I don't know who the fuck you even think you are, paying for you." And, we ate, and I looked right at him and I said, "Okay, well, thanks for whatever this was. Do not ever call me again. Like, I don't even if you see me at a party, you don't know me. If you see me in the store, don't look at me and turn the other way. Walk away. Just walk away."
So what were the seating arrangements when you ate? Was there a booth or did you sit at a table so you all
We sat
had
at a table. It
okay.
was a round table, but it's
Because I
okay
was gonna
because I
say if
left
you
with her.
because I was gonna say if you had a booth, I would love to know what the seating arrangement in a booth would have been for the 3 people.
Honestly, with that idiot, I don't know, but it's okay because once we were done eating, she had called someone else to come get us. Because she and I, of course, this whole time
Yeah.
we're laughing at this idiot and what a tool he is. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere else with this asshole. Like, I'm genuinely done with this. After the whole "you pay for my food" thing, I was over. I was so over. He acted so surprised when I told him he had to pay for his own food. Again, it's not that I had to pay for him so much as he didn't say anything, and he
Yeah.
wasn't even near me during all of this, guys. It was like we were strangers in the same spot. That's all there was.
I The more you tell this, the more I think the friend came along because she knew she's like, "This is gonna be a shit show. I need to see how this goes down." Like, she just was like, "This is too good. I have to see this in person. No one will believe what happens."
It could be, it could, or she was just waiting to pick someone up. Cause I mean, I don't know, she ended up we hung out, we were friends, we stayed friends for quite a while, but I never talked to that idiot, and I kept my word whenever I'd see him anywhere, I just like, "I don't know you, I don't know you," and when someone would say, "Oh, he's so and so, you know him?" Like, "No," and if they said, "Oh, he said he went out on a date with you one time," I'd be like, "Let me tell you about this asshole. Let me tell you a story. Have a seat." 'Cause,
Uh,
I mean, like I said, bad dates, but man, come on. Now that asshole, might have been tempted to feed him a laxative, but he's so stupid, I could have handed it to him, told him it was a laxative, and he would have taken it.
yeah, you could have been upfront.
If I told him it
Here,
was the cool thing to do, he would have taken it. He was all about and
just chug
for
this bottle of X-Lax, please.
yeah. Oh, and somebody asked if he shares a bank I don't remember what it was, but someone asked if he shares a bank account with his mom. He did. He did,
Okay,
I found out. He still lived at home, I found out later, because he
there's a
got in trouble.
he got in trouble.
Yes, his mother called me because I guess he ran away with his car, and his mommy called me because she was looking for him.
Oh God.
I laughed my ass off, obviously he wasn't. It's like, we're not even friends anymore. No. But yeah, she
So
spilled the beans. It was great.
so for the wrestling fans still in the chat room, the does he share a bank account with his mother? Perry asked that question because Colt Cabana sued CM Punk for like medical expenses and stuff. Had to do with like they used to be friends, and
Mhm.
uh, apparently Colt Cabana shares a bank account with his mom. CM Punk, like, didn't he say it in a like a little press scrum or something? I don't know, but it just we laugh about that a lot because yeah, he's an adult wrestling professionally and he shares a bank account with his mom. So I get the impression it wasn't just like a like you're on the road, so your mom is on your account to help make things easy because you're out and about. Like I definitely got the impression it's like no, like you're still like a child who needs mommy on their bank account. Yeah.
Mm, oh, fine. And yes, Frank, the friend was a much better date. Hence why she got my number.
Yeah.
She literally got to take me home. And, Jeff, well, there were a multitude of reasons why I asked you who you lived with when we got together.
Bow chicka bow wow. So, so again, like I said, I didn't ever had like super horrible dates, just a whole bunch of losers. And I don't know if this really counts as a loser because this was in high school.
Mhm.
So really it's just we were kids, right? So I feel
Okay,
like
good. Go ahead. Go ahead. I wanna hear it. Come on, come on. Tell
no,
me.
no, no, I just feel like things are different when you're a kid versus when you're an adult. We have a very big July 4th thing in my hometown. So me, my friends, and I was a senior and he was only a sophomore. So we were at the pond waiting for the fireworks and stuff. I don't even know what anyone was saying. All I know is he looked at me and he said, "You have big knees." I don't know. It was weird. I just stared at him like, really? And my friends were like, "Wow, that's horrible. You don't say that to your girlfriend. You need to apologize." So he looks at me and says, "I'm sorry you have big knees."
Oh my gosh. What
Yes.
does having big knees even mean?
I don't know. Apparently I have big knees. Like
I don't even know what that
my
means.
my knees are not like abnormally large. They're like proportionate to my legs. I mean, I don't know. I don't analyze them. They're kneecaps. Who gives a crap? But
Is
like
that
I
something
don't
you have to be
if you saw my knees, you would not like you would never be like, "Whoa, look at that freak's legs," right? Like they're not so like I said, they're proportionate. They're normal. They're
they're
normal.
not bigger than your size?
No, as far as I'm concerned, they're normal
What?
size knees. I don't know.
Disappointing.
I just love it. Yeah, I'm sorry you have big knees. But like I said, we were in high school, so I feel like that's a little bit, get a
I
little
mean,
things are a little different when you're a kid versus
oh
an
yeah,
adult.
no, definitely. Definitely. I was told, by actually man, little kids are weird. Little especially when they first start being interested in the opposite, or they start being interested in dating in general, kids are funny and weird. I was told I was, too masculine, and he was afraid I'd beat him up.
How old were you?
Like 11, 12.
I mean, he probably was right. You probably could beat him up.
Oh, yeah, no,
I don't
I
even know who the
absolutely
kid
could've.
was, but I'm just gonna say I bet you could.
Oh, no, I absolutely could've. I used to do it on a regular basis, so that wasn't that surprising, but it was kids are weird, man, they come up with
Yeah.
weird excuses. I was also called fat. I played sports and didn't have any fat on me, but he called me fat, and I was just like, "Okay, okay, bye."
Oh,
Kids can be weird.
yeah. No. I've been a nerd my whole life, so I don't even have a super lot of dating experience because I'm just a nerd. But it's okay because I don't know. I wouldn't consider Perry a nerd, but Perry's similar to me that like we just want to stay home and play video games.
Homebodies. You like being homebodies.
Yeah. Someone told me I was an indoor cat, and I was like, "Yes, I am. I'm very much an indoor cat."
That's a funny way that's a good way to describe it, though. That's actually a really good
Yeah,
analogy. That's not bad.
yeah.
Not bad,
But
not bad.
I live for drama. I want no part of drama. I want a drama-free life. That's part of why I stay home because I don't want to be involved. I don't. Ugh, I have no. I just don't want it. I live for other people's drama, not bad things, because I don't want bad things to happen to anyone. I'm a nice person. Um, but I like when other people have messy things going on, which is why, like, yeah, Reddit with Am I the asshole? I'm all on board with that because I just love seeing other people's crazy lives and yeah. Some of this, like I'm convinced it's just, people chat GPT writing stuff, but some of it I'm like, yeah, no, these people probably exist in this world. See cerebral Paul, what the hell have I popped into? Large knees? You're just as confused. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what large knees means.
It's just a random it's an excuse. It's an excuse not to date someone is what that is. That's
It
all it
is a
is.
bit
Everyone
like
needs an excuse. He didn't have one, so he came out with that.
no, but he liked me. It was weird. Like
He
I
didn't
really
have
don't
anything else
understand.
to really
And
say, I guess, any
I
other
don't know. Yeah,
excuse.
I don't know what else. I really don't remember at all what we were talking about. It was so many years ago. I don't know what we were talking about, but like we were not talking about everyone's knees or anything. Like it really had nothing to do. It was totally out of the blue. I guess he just looked down and thought my knees were abnormally large and thought I should know. I don't know.
You know what? I like I said,
Ah.
when you're younger and you're dating, the experiences are entertaining. I've had the instance twice of guys sending their friends to break up with me.
Oh.
It happened to me 2 separate occasions. They were 2 different guys, so it was 2 separate occasions, and they sent their best friend to break up with me, and it was literally because they were afraid I was gonna whoop their ass. I'm not even gonna
I love that
lie.
that's the reason. I love it.
I'm not even gonna lie, the one guy, I flat out told his friend that, yeah, it was probably for the best because I absolutely would have whooped his ass. The reason he broke up with me was even more childish, though. This will tell you how immature we were. It was because we played soccer at the same place together, and I wouldn't basically take a dive for him and let his team win. So, and he thought it was inappropriate for his girlfriend's team to beat him.
What a
So,
loser.
we were
Maybe
kids.
maybe he needed to be better at soccer. If he didn't want to lose, then maybe he needed to be better so he wouldn't have lost.
I'm not. I thought it was so funny later. It is so funny to me now, it's comical. Like I said, his best friend broke up with me for him because he told me, he's like, he's afraid you'd beat him up. And I'm like, "Well, you know what? You go ahead and tell him on Saturday on the field, oh, I'm definitely tossing his ass to the ground. Like,
Yeah.
he's definitely getting beat up on Saturday, so He saved an ass kicking for today, but he's gonna get beat up twice as bad on Saturday.
Oh.
I regret nothing. And I did, I beat him up that Saturday too, and I regret nothing. And then I didn't get a date for a little while after that because of that, but again, I regret nothing,
Did you ever
especially
see
after
the
the fact we're
Did you ever
married.
see the episode of South Park where Wendy says she's going to beat Cartman up, so he's doing everything he can to not go out in the playground?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, we watched the episode, and he wants to get detention, so he stands up. I forget the teacher. What's his teacher's name? He stands up on the teacher's desk and pulls his pants down and just poops on the desk. I laughed so hard I cried, and Perry's just staring at me, and he's like, "What is wrong with you?" I don't know why. I just thought that was like the funniest thing in the world. But yeah, it was all because Cartman just didn't want to get his ass kicked by Wendy. Yeah,
That's too funny.
good episode.
Ooh. Don't mind me pushing buttons, doing things. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. So,
So you said there was someone else who thought you were going to beat him up, or no?
yeah, yeah, my friend was dating his older brother, and, I don't remember why he broke up with me, but yeah, he sent his best friend and his brother to break up with me. Um, that one I genuinely was confused on because I had never been like mean to him or anything, and we never played sports together or anything, so I don't know why he was all like worried. It was like I just looked at his friend and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Right? Seriously? Okay." Vagina. Has anyone told you today how sorry of a person you are? But I guess. Go on.
Yobi said, "Death dealer breaking hearts and breaking faces." That's so badass.
Well, yeah, I wasn't always a nice person when I was younger.
Dre- Also, Dread thinks that all the time, along with, "She may smother me in my sleep."
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. But he likes to live on the edge. Don't ever let him fool you. He
Yeah.
enjoys living on the edge. He never knows who he's gonna deal with. It's like he married multiple women and he doesn't have to deal with multiple women. He gets a new personality every day.
So much
Yeah.
easier than having to actually date multiple women.
Exactly, exactly. And thank you, MGA. It's very long. And there's a lot of it. Hmm. But well, I guess I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I don't have that many bad dating experiences off the top of my head other than just like people have terrible table manners. Some people are just really bad with table manners.
Okay, what's like the worst table manner? What's the like? What do people do that annoys you?
Hmm. He used his hands to tear apart a steak and eat it.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
I have to say that's actually kind of impressive. Like I wouldn't think that you could rip steak with your bare hands,
I mean,
right? I mean that's
if you're determined enough, wow, good for you, Yobi. That is so
yeah.
impressive. Hey, folks, Yobi started a weight loss journey in last year, and it's gone from 235 to 193 and counting. That is hella impressive.
Yeah, good for you. That's
Good,
great.
awesome. Good job.
So is part of your weight loss journey is part of the secret and how you're doing this that, you rip your steak with your hands so you're not eating carbs and then it takes you longer to eat because you have to actually rip it apart? It's part of the dieting
Paul.
secret.
Okay, Paul says he does that, but not on a date. How do you what can I add a genuine curiosity? Why would you rip a steak apart to eat it instead of just cutting it and eating it? Wouldn't that be, I mean, less mess? I would think it'd be easier too, a lot quicker, less time consuming.
And if you don't have a knife, wouldn't you just, like, pick up the whole thing on your fork and just, like, eat around it rather than rip it?
I would think so, or even just using kitchen shears and cutting it before it gets like I've done that for my daughter when she was younger. When I would cut up her steaks for her, instead of actually using like a knife and fork, I would take the kitchen scissors that you use for cooking because those things can cut through bone, and I just cut her steak up that way. It was easy and quick. I mean, that I can see the appeal to that. I
Wait, you
can
said
even see the appeal to just sticking it on a fork and eating it off the fork that way, but like I said, the hands
you said
tearing the
drop the
stuff,
fork, too lazy to get another. Okay, I get
so
that,
that
but
makes sense.
why would you rip it? I would just pick up the whole thing and just, like, keep ripping pieces off with my teeth. I wouldn't rip it with my hand.
See,
Although, if you're in a restaurant, maybe it's too rude to pick up the entire steak at once and gnaw at it, which is why you have to rip it rip it by hand into small pieces. Just
I
gotta be
mean, if you're
polite.
at a fancy enough restaurant, they'll have a finger bowl for you to clean your fingers with afterwards, so I mean, I guess.
Wouldn't that be great that you're at a restaurant and, like, you look over at the table next to you and you could see, like, things are awkward, you could tell it's a date, and the dude is just, like, going to town, shredding his steak with his hands. That would be amazing to watch.
Well, I've had to teach people how to use which utensils to use and the right timing. Because, we went out to a five-star restaurant one time years ago with some friends of mine, and they didn't know proper table etiquette. They had basic manners. Most people obviously, everyone for the most part has basic table manners. Etiquette's where you get into your 3 forks and your 3 knives and your spoons and all that good stuff. And they had never experienced that, so we all sat down, and they're looking at all of the flatware on the table, and they're like, I'm like, it's okay. I'll teach you as we go. Just follow my lead. Just look at what I use. You use that one too." So I literally gave like a
Like
quick lesson in table etiquette as we were eating dinner. I would rather do that than you just kind of use your hands.
I watch Pretty Woman. You start at the
I bet.
outside and you go in, right? Because she goes out to the fancy dinner and doesn't know, and that's what they tell her, outside in.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
so
it's
y
usually
so Yobi is not ripping up steak like a maniac. Sparkling water with lemon juice, vegan food, pasta, fettuccine, spaghetti, protein bars, cereal.
mhm. Oh, pasta and cereal.
Well, good for you,
Good
keep
for
it
you.
up. That's great, and it's definitely hard, so good for you for keeping it up.
Nice. That's not a bad idea, actually. And yeah, you should still kind of have your fast food every once in a while because I know everyone, whenever they do any kind of dieting and things, they always get worked up about giving in to cravings. I always tell people if you have a craving, you might as well give into it a little bit at least because otherwise you're just going to obsess about it. And then a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people, like I know I myself and a few other people, if you have a craving for something, and you can't get your hands on it, you will eat 4 times as much to try and compensate for that thing, and you still want more. Like, if you want potato chips, you deny yourself potato chips, you eat cereal, an ice cream pop. I would anyway, cookies, just eat whatever junk food it is off the gate. Be done with it. But don't listen to me, I'm not a health expert. I just like food. Never say no to cheese.
I know I'm surprised that you still haven't left Dreadpool yet after he dropped the ball on Valentine's Day and didn't give you your bathtub full of nacho cheese. I mean,
It's because, though, he did make up for it. We got to go to the Russell Stover's, factory outlet. It's
nice.
kinda by us, and they have chocolate-covered toffee. I absolutely love it, it's my favorite, and anyone who eats those knows the only way you can get chocolate-covered toffee from Russell Stover's is if you either A, buy a sampler box, and it's gotta be, milk chocolate or dark chocolate mixed in a variety, or you can buy them a bag of just chocolate covered toffee, sugar free. It is not the same. It's
And
close, but it's not the same.
don't instead if you don't want to get in trouble for giving people laxatives, you could just load them up on sugar-free candy, and it has the same effect if you eat enough of it.
Exactly, exactly. But the factory sells chocolate covered toffee by the pound.
Nice.
So he bought me a couple of pounds after Valentine's Day, so I forgave him because he's gonna order me some more soon too. Like, I
Perfect.
think maybe this weekend he's gonna order me another 2 pounds of it 'cause,
Awesome.
that's only, like, 46 pieces of candy. Not that much. Not enough. Actually, it's probably less it's more than that, actually.
And not nearly the messy cleanup that, a bathtub full of nacho cheese entails, so
Exactly, 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 and unlike nacho cheese, I can't get chocolate covered toffee that easily, so, oh, I can understand that, Yobi. Peanut butter is amazing. It goes with just about everything, kinda like cheese, goes with a lot of things. Peanut butter goes with a lot of things. What is PB2?
PB2 is powdered peanut butter, so, um, it's you mix it with water,
Mhm.
so it tastes like peanut butter, but it's has a heck of a lot less fat than regular peanut butter. Although depending what you're eating, you do need some fat in your diet, so maybe you wouldn't wanna cut it out, but if you're really like a peanut butter maniac,
Mhm.
I know a lot of people eat PB2. I don't even really like peanut butter
Mm,
unless I'm eating, like, Reese's Pieces,
mm.
but try BB2. See, you skipped over Perry's comment, he's not making a joke.
What
We
I
are
didn't see what did he say? I
It's
might have
not a
not
joke, he's telling you a fact.
well,
Ah. Did you
we're
see what he wrote?
eating big gay ice cream tomorrow?
Yes. Um, yeah, there's an ice cream place at Madison Square Garden called Big Gay Ice Cream. That's the name of it. Because I
That's
found it and I
awesome.
sent it to Frank, and he thought I was making a joke, and I was like, "No, really, look it up." It is, it's a thing, that's the name of it. So this is what we've been talking about all month
That's
is, yeah,
amazing.
we're gonna eat Big Gay ice cream.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna need you to take pictures of the sign for
Oh.
me, and if they, like, name things funny and did play on words, I'm gonna need you to get a picture of that for me.
Yeah. You know, I didn't
Definitely.
even look up to see where it is compared to our seats because I did find like a because I'm a nerd and I have to look up everything. God forbid I just roll with it. So I definitely have like a 16-page PDF that like shows everything you would ever need to know about the garden. And it does show where the food is, but I didn't look to see where that is compared to our seats. I should look. Because I don't remember if they just have one little thing or if they have like multiple locations. But
And
Fred's
you
gonna
could
pay
walk around with it.
$15 for ice cream and put it on his head.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny. You guys are too much. Well, everybody,
Yeah.
I think, as fun as this is, I think we should all probably start heading off because the time change, you guys should probably get a little bit of extra sleep. Yeah,
Mhm.
time change is such bullshit. Oh my god. I'm so over this. I want them to cancel it. It's so ridiculous at this point. But that being said, I hope you guys don't go on any bad dates. Try to avoid them at all costs. God, for the love of God, Do not give anyone laxatives.
Just don't tamper with people's food.
Yeah,
Don't give
that's great
people
advice. Yeah.
don't hide what you're giving people. You're an adult. Just use your words. And if you're too afraid to use your words, just say you have to go to the bathroom and run away.
Yeah. And don't forget to give us a like, guys.
Yes.
Share it with your friends. We're entertaining. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here because everybody needs to get some sleep because time change is a biatch. So I'm Death Dealer,
And I'm Pink Pickles.
and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys, everyone in the
Yes.
chat. Without you all, this would not be as much fun or entertaining as it is.
No, yes. Thank you, everyone. It was a great chat tonight.
No, we'll see you all later. Have a good week. Stay safe and try to stay away from laxatives and bad dates. Bye.
Bye, everyone.